Hi everybody, I'm Miss Douglas and today I'm going to be looking at Spinifex Gum's song Ms. Do, which is based on a very unfortunate real tale of an Indigenous person dying in jail in Australia. Not the first, unfortunately she has not been the last. Let's try and fix that. This is a completely unseen text to me. I was going to show it to my class in future. It's about a page and a half of lyrics. So, with that being said, let's in real time have a look at this together, because I haven't read this before, so it might be a little bit longer than my previous analysis videos, which are about 5-6-ish minutes. So, Ms. Do by Spinifex Gum. And apologies if I'm saying the surname wrong. D-H-U, Do, that's what I believe. Ms. Do died too young, 22. When they carried her like a dead kangaroo from her cell back to the same hospital. Who'd assume that her pain must be invisible? But she cried 3 days about aching while Constable Bond said nah, she's faking it, just another junkie who's trying to escape, another black troublemaker, well I'm not taking it. She's like a 2-year-old give her paracetamol. Little did they know a septicemia had taken a hold, its white prejudice digging black holes, every black death in custody's a blight on our soul. But we're not going away, it's our home, our heart is breaking in two, but we stand in a row. Said we're not going away, it's our home, we've been losing our youth for too long. Ms. Do had fines, yeah, just a few, 3,622, got her locked up in the Port Hedland Zoo, where the few rich make millions while they snooze. Still they call her a user until she died, cold truth in her pain, in her eyes, racism so deep it's become institutionalised. What they did to Miss Do is the real crime. But we're not going away, it's our home, our heart is breaking in two, but we stand in a row. Said we're not going away, it's our home, we've been losing our youth for too long. Then it's got too long repeated an additional 4 times. She comes from the plains where they call up the weather, horizon so low, long and a law without letters. See it come, feel it fall like forever. Did it rain so long all our tears made a river? It wasn't me, I'm innocent, said the ones who betrayed her in every sense. Now they're whitewashing away evidence. Will we ever see a cop locked up for negligence? I'm not laughing at the poem, I'm laughing at me not being able to speak. Tongue-tied. Will we ever see the rock turned up on ignorance? Will we ever see a government who first listens? Will we ever see the stats fall in black prisons? Did Do die for nothing? No, she didn't. But we're not going away, it's our home, our heart is breaking in two, but we stand in a row. And we're not going away, it's our home, and we've been losing our youth for too long. Ms. Do died too young, 22, when they carried her like a dead kangaroo, and we wish it wasn't true, but it is, so the next question is what we're gonna do. Ooh, what a piece. Holy moly. I want to listen to the song. I'll do that later. I'll link it in the description below. Okay, let's go focused. Alright. So, we already know that there's a chorus, so that's repetition. It was here, on this page here where we're not going home, it's our home. So, obviously this has got rhymes throughout it. She died too young, 22, like a dead kangaroo. Dead kangaroo is also a simile, which it's so like stark. It's also a simile, it's natural imagery, it's so much in one. It's also got here, she's like a 2-year-old give her paracetamol. Little did they know septicemia had been taking its hold. In a white prejudice digging black holes, every black death in custody's a blight on our soul. So that's sound. I think that's more assonance in that section. We've got paracetamol, hold, holes, soul. So you hear that ol sound? Olay, but you know what I mean. So oh, I've got a bit of a lump in my throat from that actually. It just makes me really sad. Our home, Our home, our home. Actually, that's something that you can bring as prior knowledge to this text, where it's also reflective in a lot of other countries, and minorities are more often locked up. It's actually a fact that Indigenous people are more likely to go to jail than graduate from secondary school. Really poor fact. Which that's what this is. This is an allegory or a representation of, you can just say it straight, Black deaths in custody, but I'm just going to stick with Indigenous deaths in custody. As I said at the start, Ms. Do is not the first. Unfortunately, she has not been the last either, which just makes me sad. Too long, too long, too long. Our home, our home, our home, our home. Just had to take a bit of a deep breath. I've been analysing Indigenous protest poetry for about an hour now, and I mean the messages are all the same, but they're all very important. These, I don't know if they're rhetorical questions, but they're definitely thought-provoking questions of, will we ever see a cop locked up for negligence? Will we ever see the rock turned up on ignorance? Will we ever see a government who listens first? Will we ever see the stats fall in black prisons? So the next question is, what are we going to do? So all these questions are so statistics that Indigenous more likely to be in prison than finish school, which, oh, what a statistic. I mean, well, what a reality. And then we've got, will we ever see the rock turned up on ignorance? I feel like for the rock, maybe they're discussing Uluru. That was actually a really big thing. I can't remember if it was this year or last year, where they actually closed Uluru. Originally, it was a tourist destination where you could climb on top of this sacred site. And when they announced they were closing, it had a lot of ruckus. A lot of people like flooded to get to Uluru to climb up it. There were actually a lot of accidents because people were climbing up and down. Like, it's not designed to be climbed on. From what it sounds like, I would rather go around the outside anyway. Apparently, there's some really beautiful paintings and history around it. If I want to see it from the top, I'll get a helicopter ticket. I don't know. I don't want to. They don't like it. I'm not going to climb on it. Like I said in a previous video, I'm not going to climb on it. It can be a grave site for some people. I'm not going to climb on their cemetery. Okay. Anyway. Alright. I'm going to go back to colour imagery where we've got whitewashing away evidence, white prejudice, black troublemaker, Port Hedland Zoo referring to the jail, talking about social stratification here where the few rich make millions while they snooze. It's really expensive to live in Port Hedland, like insanely expensive. Yeah, did it rain so long? All our tears made a river. Another bit of natural imagery. Now, as you can see, because this is an unseen text, I've now taken 10 minutes just Still feel happy with what I've done, but this is definitely a stage where I'd have to stop and just start writing and making sure that it's all nice and neat with my point, evidence, technique, analysis, and link. So what I have in 10 minutes, as well as me going off topic discussing my prior knowledge, marriage, sorry, that's of Princess Bride. So, allegory, representation of indigenous deaths in custody. I've got similes in there. We've got assonance, which is the same sound, not the same letter. I've got the colour imagery, or skin colour imagery, black troublemaker, white prejudice. We've got repetition, we've got the chorus, we've got natural imagery, social stratifications also in there. We've got all these questions, the will we ever, Ulru's linked in there. A stuck, facts and statistics, a simile, like a dead kangaroo. But really, this should be enough for when you're in there, linked with your prior knowledge, and this should be enough for you to answer. Alright, good luck everybody.